Get out. So, I've transmigrated into a novel. This is Xie Wuge, the male lead of the story. Did you hear me? I'll deal with you once I've had something to eat. That aside, what exactly did the doctor say about your legs? Do you really have no feeling at all? Like no tingling sensation, like ants crawling. Are you done? If you're done, get out. There is nothing in the Xie family for you to scheme after. In my current state, I can't offer you any wealth or status. His features are actually quite good. Excellent bone structure. It is just that he is too thin, malnourished, deficient in everything. This woman, is she crazy? The Xie family is so poor. But thankfully, there is still some rice and wild vegetables. Only this much lard left. Sister-in-law. I'm so hungry. This must be Xie Wuge, the younger sister of the Xie family. Come, have some good. Eat slowly. I'm going to take some food to your brother. Just arrived in this book. This wedding dress isn't very convenient for doing chores. The original owner seemed to have a pink one. This is much better. Time to bring Xie Wuge his meal. Come on, time to eat. Careful, it is hot. What is this? Roasted potato. Open your mouth, hurry. If it gets cold, it'll taste fishy. Oh, this good luck bride has quite the skills, doesn't she? Just arrived and already used up the last of the family's lard. It smells so good, the whole village can probably smell it. Anyone who didn't know better would think the Xie family struck it rich. New bride. Let me tell you something. Are you here to bring good luck and save him, or to squander the family fortune? Aunt, are you implying that because my husband is bedridden and severely injured, he doesn't even deserve a meal with a bit of oil in it? How dare you talk to me like that? I am your elder. An elder who, while her nephew is bedridden, and the family is struggling to put food on the table, not only refuses to help, but comes by every day trying to scrape away the last of our rations. I heard from the little sister this morning that when father's pension was issued last time, you used the excuse of keeping it safe for us, and forcibly borrowed 5 taels of silver, which you still haven't returned. You two are ganging up to bully an elder. We'll see how long you can stay so smug. Stay away from her in the future. Don't stoop to her level. I'll refine this tendon soup and the cold-dressed vegetables, and take them to town to sell. Do you think anyone will buy them? As you wish. I'm so hungry. Making money is the priority. All right, time to work hard and make some money today. Sister-in-law, are you going up the mountain? Yeah, just going to take a look. There is morning dew in the mountains. It is very slippery, and there are wild beasts too. Don't worry, your sister-in-law has a tough life. Even the wild beasts will have to steer clear of me. Afraid I'll stew them for soup. Then I'll go with you. I know which part of the forest has the most mushrooms, and where the most tender wild vegetables are. All right, follow me then. Sister-in-law, you can't eat that. It is incredibly astringent. This is called bird's tooth. Blanch it for a salad, or dry it to stew with meat. It is sour, and really whets the appetite. This stuff is sour enough to make your teeth fall out. Nobody eats this. This is a natural souring agent. Little sister, is there a stream nearby? We'll have something savory to eat tonight. I need to prepare some food today as well. Aunt 5, could you lend me a small pot? Sure, the day to go into the mountains has come again. We really got a lot today. River delicacies, wild vegetables, and wild plums. What a bountiful harvest today. Strain out the plum pits. Then simmer it slowly over low heat, and you'll get a smooth plum sauce. Then roast some Sichuan peppercorns and tree bark. Grind them into a powder. And that is my secret recipe. This flavor is incredible. Be careful on the road. What is that? It smells so good, young lady. How much for this soup? Big brother, the river fresh soup is 2 coppers a bowl, and the cold tossed vegetables are 1 copper a plate. Buy a soup and get a spoonful of plum sauce for your dry rations. 2 coppers? That is a bit expensive. Big brother, have a bowl of soup and try it. Big brother, just smell this freshness. This is all freshly caught river food, seasoned with my unique spices. It is much more filling than that watery, plain noodle soup. I'll take a bowl. If it is not as good as you say, I'm going to have some words with you. It is so fresh, it'll make your eyebrows fall off. Not bad, not bad. The young lady didn't lie. It is worth the price. Give me another bowl to go. Hey, you're new here. Do you know the rules? Setting up a stall at this pier. Did you ask our Black Tiger gang first? Gentlemen, I am new to this area, and I don't know the rules. Please forgive me. May I ask what the rules are? You gentlemen must be tired from patrolling and standing guard. On such a cold day, have a bowl of hot soup to warm yourselves up. Please, try my cooking. Once you gentlemen have had your fill, we can talk about it properly. You're a sensible one. How is the taste, big brother? Young lady, I can see you're a smart one. How about this? 15 coppers a day. From now on, I'll look after you in this area. No one will dare to give you any trouble. Thank you for your protection, big brother. Whenever you gentlemen come to eat, I'll give you all a half-price discount. So much money. I must work hard to save up for a large stall. Sister-in-law, is this all you earned in one day? You've worked hard, child. It is nothing. Take it. For the household expenses, here some pocket money. Do you hear the sound of the copper coins? Your wife can support the family now. A tall tree catches the wind, so be careful. And I used 3 bowls of soup and 3 plates of vegetables to successfully turn the local bullies at the pier into long-term customers. The protection fee was cut in half. Cunning tricks. Pour me a bowl of soup to try. This soup is decent. This sauce is quite interesting. My master wishes to see you. May I ask who your master is? You'll know when you see them. Someone will come to pick you up at this time tomorrow. Be prepared. Perhaps these little things of yours will catch my master's eye. Say, young lady, can I talk to you about something? In the future, could you stop making the food smell so good? You have no idea. Yesterday, my brothers, and I myself, after eating what you made, went home and ate what my wife cooked, and it was like eating pig slop. I can't live like this anymore. If this keeps up, our Black Tiger gang might disband because the food is too terrible. Big brother, that is probably a bit difficult. I don't have many virtues, but I am diligent in my work, especially when it comes to cooking. I never cut corners. I can't help the aroma. Why don't you and your brothers come by more often? I'll give you a discount. Deal. Ha ha ha. Every time I close my eyes, that is all I can think about. Xiaoxiao, stop thinking about it. Go to sleep. It is not even dawn yet. Better get the stall supplies ready first. Take the wild plum jam and the spice powder too. I'm heading to the market. Mistress Sue. Madam, she has arrived. So you're the young woman from the pier who sells soup. You're quite young. This humble woman, Xiaoxiao, greets you, madam. No need for formalities. The steward brought back the soup and jam you made yesterday. I tasted them. The soup is quite fresh and sweet, and cooked to the right degree. That wild plum jam is perfectly tart and sweet, with a unique fruity aroma. It is quite appetizing. It is different from the candied fruits I've had before. You are too kind, madam. This is the wild plum jam I made myself, and some homemade spice powder. Please have a taste. The flavor is pure, no impurities at all. The reason I asked you here is for a specific matter. My nephew is 7 years old. He was ill a while back. Though he has recovered, he still has no appetite. He is getting thinner by the day. Ordinary meals and delicate snacks don't interest him at all. Yesterday, when he tasted your jam, he actually asked for half a bowl of porridge to go with it. I wanted to ask you, besides this jam and the soup, do you know how to make anything else that is appetizing and suitable for a child's palate? Yes, madam, I do. Besides cold dishes, I can make sweet and sour candied hawthorn skewers. Children love them the most. They're coated in a shiny, crispy sugar shell with fresh fruit inside. They're sweet, crispy, and tart. They stimulate the appetite. I can also use hawthorn or other wild fruits to make them healthy for digestion. Can you make them right here? As long as there is rock sugar or granulated sugar and fresh fruit, I can certainly make them. Simone, bring the supplies over. Sweet, tart, and crispy. Truly novel and interesting. Take this skewer to the young master. Madam. The young master ate the whole skewer. He said he has never had such an interesting snack before. Mistress Sue, you truly have a gift. These candied skewers are wonderful. How about this? You come here every other day, specifically to make these for the young master, along with other novel, appetizing snacks. I'll pay you 50 coins each time. The ingredients will be provided by the estate. Are you willing? I am willing. Thank you, madam. Also, the river pepper soup and cold dishes you sell at the pier daily. If you have any extra, you may send a portion to the estate every day. We will pay the market price. And for this wild plum jam, the estate will order 10 jars to start. Oh, wonderful. Now I can buy some medicine for Xie Wuge. This is great. Did you buy all this at the market? How could you spend so much? Isn't money meant to be spent? Take this fabric and make yourself and little sister some new clothes. And for this meat and vegetables, we'll have a feast tonight. Oh, and this too. See how you can use this for Wuge to help him recover. You child, you're wasting money again. Oh, mother. We're family, no need to be so formal. Besides, our lives will only get better from here. I just landed a big order. So from now on, every other day, we'll have a steady income of 50 yuan. I can also sell my jam and deliver dishes on the side. And I can keep running the stall at the pier. Sister-in-law, you're amazing. This family owes everything to you. Are we rich? Something like that. From now on, you focus on recovering from your injuries, and I'll focus on earning a living for us. I'm going to make you a new quilt cover. The old one is so stiff it could double as armor. Did the Chen household give you any trouble? Trouble? How could they? Your wife here is loved by everyone and adored by all. Madam Chen couldn't be more pleased with me. And the young master, he was absolutely enchanted by my candied haws. So you can put your mind at ease. Noisy. Be humble and patient. A tall tree catches the wind. All right, just rest, old man. I know what I'm doing. I'll make sure everything is handled perfectly. It is stewed. Tofu pudding at the pier stall. The snack order for the Chen household. And the jam made from wild fruit picked in the village. It can all be sold. Gaudan, help your sister-in-law. Go tell your friends that I'm buying wild plums. Ripe ones, not rotten. Bring them here and I'll pay on the spot. Really, 2 yuan a caddy. I never cheat the young or the old. I'll be collecting them outside my courtyard at noon. 2.5 caddies is 7 yuan. 2 caddies and 8 tails is 3 caddies, so 6 wen. Here is 3 extra wen for that extra caddy. So many plums. I think I can already smell them. You're late today, young lady. The guys here were about to start a riot. I'm so sorry, truly. I had some things to take care of at home. I've added extra ingredients to the soup today. Consider it my apology. Freshly made wild plum jam. Only 5 jars available today. Oh no, I'm too late. Me too, young lady. That jam of yours is really something. Save me 2 jars next time. My wife is pregnant, and she has no appetite for anything. Yesterday, she managed to eat half a bun just by having a bit of your jam. No problem. I'll give you the cost price next time. Thank you all for your business. Thanks. See that? Wild plum jam, low cost, high profit. We'll rely on this to build our fortune. Quite the operation you've got. Half the village children are now your employees. Mrs. C, you certainly carry yourself like a boss. What boss? I'm doing a service for the people, meeting the needs of the community. It is better than lying around all day making snide remarks. Life is hard for the common folk. It is a good thing you're helping them, but by buying plums in such large quantities, the villagers might become dependent. It is hard to avoid hidden troubles. What are your plans for the future? Since you've already made a connection with the Chen household, leverage it. Your jam. If you can get a word of approval from Madam Chen, or have it used as a gift for her servants, would you ever have to worry about sales or reputation again? Tomorrow, I'll take a few specially packaged jars to the Chen estate. Thank you, my dear husband. We're out of plums. The ones nearby have all been picked. The children are afraid to go further out. There is a wild boar ridge deep in the West Mountains. It is very remote there. I went there when I was younger. I remember there were several wild fruit groves. Plenty of plum trees, too. However what? There are wild boars and occasionally wolves. You are not allowed to go. So that is as good as saying nothing at all. Because... Who is there? Young lady. That, my wife ate your jam. And her appetite has improved quite a bit. These are just some we picked while out hunting today. It is not much, see if you can use them. Big brother, where did you pick these plums? Big brother, these plums are perfect. These are exactly what I need. Big brother, I'd like to make a deal with you. When you go into the mountains, could you keep an eye out for me? Pick more of these wild fruits, not just plums. Things like hawthorn, wild grapes, or sour dates, as long as they are edible. I'll buy them all at the previous price of 2 wen per caddy. Also, any game you catch, like pheasants or rabbits, I'll buy those at market price too. How about it? Did you hear that? Problem solved. The fruit from Wild Boar Ridge. I've got people to pick it for me now. Wild Boar Ridge has complex terrain. You need to set clear boundaries. Don't let them go too deep just for the sake of fruit. Money is good, but life is more important. It cost me 20 wen. Done. Simple yet not basic. My lady, this is the new wild plum jam I've made. I put some extra effort into it. The quality is even better than what I brought you before. It is sweet and tart, perfect for porridge, pastries, or even as a drink. Go get some of that bright-colored Hangzhou silk from the storeroom. Give it to Mistress Su to take back. My lady, if you find this jam acceptable for your household or for your social gatherings, if you ever need more, I can supply it long-term. Xie's wife, where have you been to make such a fortune? This silk is so vibrant. Auntie, you're joking. I just made some small pastries for a lady in town. She is a kind woman and rewarded me with these. What kind of pastry is worth 2 bolts of Hangzhou silk? Listen here, Wuge's wife. If you found a way to make money, you shouldn't forget your own kin. We're all family. If there is a good opportunity, you should help out your uncles and aunts too. Auntie, that is not fair. I'm just running errands and helping out. There is no way to make money here. Xiaoxiao, I hear you've been quite busy lately. Uncle, I'm just trying to find ways to earn some food money, to help with household expenses, and to support Wuge and his mother, little sister. I wouldn't call it busy. We're all family. Why talk like we're strangers? You're collecting fruit and getting rewarded with silk. Your life is clearly improving. But look at your cousin Fugi. He is at this age and still hasn't found a wife. Your uncle's family is struggling too. Since you're collecting fruit, you're hiring outsiders anyway. Why not hire your own family? We can even discuss the wages. Uncle, auntie. I, Xie Wuge, am not dead yet. My wife is the one supporting this family right now. She has her own reasons for how she does things, so there is no need for you two to trouble yourselves with advice. Thanks. Next time they come, just close the door. Look at her, so arrogant. She made a little money and forgot who she is. It is just collecting some fruit. She really thinks she is a boss now. I heard she climbed up to someone high-ranking in the city, and Wuge is still bedridden. These rumors are buzzing around like flies, disturbing the peace. Keyboard warriors exist in every era. I'm busy building my business. I don't have time for you people. The wild plums the children can find are getting scarcer, and the quality is nowhere near as good as before. They don't meet my standards at all. No more plums. The ones nearby are all picked. The children are afraid to go further out. There is a place called Wild Boar Ridge behind the West Mountain. That area is rarely visited by people. I went there when I was young. I remember there were a few wild fruit groves. There were quite a few plum trees too. However, what? There are wild boars and occasionally wolves. You are not allowed to go. Doesn't that mean you've said nothing at all? B. Who is it? It is me, young lady. My wife ate your sauce, and her appetite has improved quite a bit. These are some we picked while hunting today. It is not much, see if you can use them. Big brother, where did you pick these plums? Big brother, these plums are excellent. These are exactly what I need. Big brother, I'd like to do business with you. Whenever you go into the mountains, could you keep an eye out for me? Pick more wild fruits like these, not just plums. Things like hawthorn, wild grapes, and sour dates. As long as the fruit is edible, I will buy them at the previous price of 2 yen per jin. Also, any game you catch, like pheasants or rabbits, I'll buy those at market price too. How about it? Did you hear that? The problem is solved. The fruit from Wild Boar Ridge. I have people to pick it for me now. The terrain at Wild Boar Ridge is complex. Even though they are familiar with it, you should set clear boundaries. Don't let them go too deep just for the sake of fruit. Money is good, but life is more important. Mistress Su. The manor is hosting some distinguished guests from the north. The madam remembers your clever mind and unique skills, and would like to invite you to help manage the kitchen. Would you be willing? Many thanks to the madam for her favor. Do the guests have any preferences? Did the madam give any specific instructions? She just said it must be flavorful and novel enough to impress everyone. As for how to do it, it is all up to you, Mistress Su. What kind of mud lump are you baking? You'll see in a moment. Try something new. Beggar's chicken. If you don't like it, don't eat it. The taste is excellent. Distinguished guest, this is a small, rustic dish prepared specially for today. Beggar's chicken, please allow me to open it for everyone. Mistress Su, this beggar's chicken of yours today. The guests couldn't stop praising it. The master also feels he has gained much face. This is your reward. We made it. We really made it this time. Mother, little sister, look, our family can have a bountiful new year. This is truly Xiao. You've suffered. Sister-in-law, you are amazing. Don't flaunt your wealth. I know, master strategist Xie. Hey. That sinister gaze at the drunken immortal restaurant. I just don't feel right about it. We'll just have to adapt as things come. I make my living with my own skills. Why should I be afraid of them? You really made a name for yourself at the Chen Manor yesterday. It is all over the streets now, saying that the Xie family's daughter-in-law made a mud-baked chicken. That blew away the distinguished guests from the north. It was all thanks to you brothers helping out. But, young lady, you should be careful. I went to deliver game to the Drunken Immortal's kitchen this morning, and I heard Manager Liu throwing a fit. He even smashed a cup. He was cursing and swearing. Cursing what? That you've gotten too big for your boots. That a peasant dares to steal his business. He even mentioned the Chen Manor. He said it was because of the banquet at the Chen Manor yesterday, and he feels you stole the Drunken Immortal's business and spotlight. Thank you for the warning, big brother. I'll keep it in mind. Are you feeling better? What is Xie Wuge doing? Not sleeping in the middle of the night. So he has been working hard in secret all this time. Stove candy, the kitchen god's candy. The kitchen god's candy is ready. Let's send some to everyone while it is still warm. Delicious, so delicious. Sold out today. It is already mid-12th lunar month. Every household is stocking up for the new year. This is a great opportunity. Selling just sauces and hot food is too exhausting. We need to make something shelf-stable and easy to sell. Making cured meats requires buying a lot of pork. The initial cost is a bit high, but you have to spend money to make money. Once it is processed into sausages and cured meat, we'll definitely make a good profit. I'm planning to make cured meats. I want to buy some from you. Boss, 5 pounds of pork, please. Mother, Xiaomei, we're going to make cured meats. Let's earn some extra money for the new year. Our lives will only get better from here on out. Mother, you have to knead the meat hard. Knead all the seasonings into it. That is how you make the cured meat fragrant and flavorful. And it won't be tough at all. I've got it, Mother. I have to knead it hard. Knead the seasonings all the way through. Sister-in-law, this marinade smells so good. Can I have a taste of the meat first? You little glutton. Wait until the cured meat is done. I'll let you have a big piece first. Come, let me do it. The cured meat smells so good. Oh, looks like the Xie family is about to strike it rich. Becoming little landlords, are we? Hanging up so much cured meat, making so much money. Be careful, you might not sleep at night and face divine retribution. Mistress Su, it has been a while. I've come today on behalf of my mistress, hearing that you've made cured meats. She specifically sent me to buy some to try, and to prepare some as New Year's gifts for friends and family. Oh, it is the steward from the Chen estate. Please, come in. I'll pick out the best-looking pieces for you right now. I guarantee your mistress will be satisfied. Excuse me, is this the home of Mistress Su? I am the shopkeeper of the Zhou General Store in the south of the city. My master heard that your wild plums and cured meats are quite unique. He specifically sent me to ask if you'd let us sell your goods on consignment. We'll split the profits with you. Oh, Shopkeeper Joe, please have a seat. Let's talk it over. Shopkeeper Joe, consignment is a good idea. But as you know, the pork and casings for my sausages are a real investment. The marinade is my own secret recipe, and the washing, drying, and processing take a lot of effort. The costs are not low. Mistress Su, that is a fair point. But my shop has rent and labor costs too. How about a 40/60th split? We take 40, you take 60. No, that one T work. 30/70ths. I take 70, you take 30. That is my bottom line. My goods will bring customers to your shop. You're guaranteed to make a profit. Isn't T 30/70ths a bit too skewed in your favor? I guarantee a steady supply and priority on new products. It'll make your shop stand out even more. Fine, I agree. Let's write up a clear contract. Supply and payments must be handled precisely, as it should be. Great. With Shopkeeper Joe's distribution channel, the cured meats will definitely sell better and better. We'll surely make a fortune this new year. Well, looking at this, your grand ambitions are starting to take shape. What grand ambitions? I'm exhausted, but as long as we can make money, it is all worth it. What are you doing over here? What kind of trouble are you looking for now? I'm telling you, I'm so tired I can't even move. Don't bother me. I told you to come here, so come here. Why so much chatter? You know how to massage? Don't move, or you won't be able to get up tomorrow. Is Shopkeeper Joe's consignment reliable? Distribution is a good thing, but keep the contracts and accounts clear. Don't rely on just one person. I understand, thank you. This year is destined to be different from the past. From now on, things will only get better for us. We won't have to live a hard life ever again. It is done. Eat up, there is plenty more. The first batch is ready. Yeah. The saltiness is just right. The Sichuan peppercorn flavor is strong enough. If we dry it for 2 more days, the texture will be even firmer. I told you it would turn out well. Shopkeeper Joe wants his order. The Chen estate has placed theirs, and we can still keep some for ourselves. This is what we'll be eating for the new year. The wild boar that Scarface and his men caught. We don't have enough domestic pork. We can go to the village to buy more meat. Negotiate a fixed price, pay upon delivery, and get it in writing. Xiao, are you busy? Is something the matter, second aunt? Oh, I see your business is booming. It must be tiring for one person. Your cousin Fugi is free. He can come and give you a hand. We can work out the wages later. Thank you for your kindness, second aunt. But this is a small business and I can't afford help. Cousin Fugi can earn much more by hauling cargo in the city. Xiao, you're being too distant. We're all family after all. It is precisely because we're family that I shouldn't hold cousin Fugi back. My work is tiring and doesn't pay much. I wouldn't want to trouble him. Xiao, by refusing so directly, she might hold a grudge against us. Mother, it is fine. Some people just keep pushing for more. We'll live our own lives. And I'm not afraid of her playing games. The goods are attracting too much attention. I need to clear them out quickly. I'll only feel at ease once they're turned into cash. Busyness is booming even more than I expected. Madam Chen thinks the flavor is unique and wants to order a large batch, not just for her own New Year's feast, but also to send to the Zhou family's relatives. I'll make a thicker quilt for Xie Wuge, so he doesn't catch a cold at night. Look, isn't the new outfit sister-in-law made for me pretty? Honestly, that Xie woman has made a little money. And now she is looking down on everyone. She doesn't even respect her elders. I saw her whispering with Scarface in the middle of the night. There is probably something scandalous going on. The meat she uses for her cured goods is all diseased pork. How else could she sell it so cheaply? She stole the recipe from the pastry shop in town. They're just waiting for a chance to settle the score. Exactly. How can your sister-in-law and the others spread such lies? Hey, why are you repeating what you heard? Just the usual gossip about the Xie family. Silly girl. Why get angry at them? They're just jealous and envious of us. The more upset you get, the happier they'll be. But what they're saying is too much. People will talk, and we can't stop them. As long as we act with integrity, what do we have to fear? The meat is all sourced from Uncle Zhao and Scarface, so there is proof of where it comes from. As for stealing the recipe, let them try to steal it if they can. And as for me being loose, they just think I'm an easy target without a man in the house. Once your brother recovers, let's see who dares to wag their tongues. Shopkeeper Joe, the cured meat you ordered is here. It is made from fresh pork slaughtered today at Uncle Zhao's, and wild boar meat just caught by Scarface. You can rest assured about the quality. That goes without saying. As for Mistress Sue's goods, I, Old Joe, can personally vouch for them. They are absolutely top-notch. Thank you for your patronage, Madam Chen. I only pick the finest ingredients. I wouldn't dare be careless. Sometimes this kind of calm, indifferent verification is 100 times more effective than hysterical excuses. The folks from Zuisian restaurant came looking for me. Big brother, what did they want with you? They wanted to buy up all my game at a high price, and they were prying about your meat curing recipe. And how did you answer them, big brother? I shut them down right away. We're working perfectly well with Mistress Sue. I don't need their dirty money. Besides, I don't even know the recipe. Thank you, big brother. Don't mention it, we're like brothers. But you must be careful. Manager Liu of Zuisian Restaurant and the county offices, Master Qian, are brothers-in-law. If they can't win openly, they might resort to underhanded tactics. It seems just burying my head and making money isn't enough. I need to find a way to secure some backing. At the very least, I need to make those people think twice before they dare to mess with me.